Hello, episode 5. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to start with just sort of very briefly recapping what we already talked about, okay? First episode, why we went with Tate, why we went with the genre that we did, why we chose to do a cookbook instead of a regular book. Second episode was the acquisitions phase, essentially contract signing, money reception. Third episode was editing, our editing process through to layout, essentially. The third episode, I just said, the fourth episode was essentially layout and production. So that was getting our digital proofs and getting our cover design and getting our physical proofs. So we're going to start now where we ended off, which is going to be price, because we had gotten all that approved. Now I'm looking at my emails here, and we sent in our final approved manuscript. We approved our digital proof, and that was May 12th. We approved it and we said, this is great. This is exactly as it needs to be. We signed the form, or we tried to sign the form on May 12th. But this book, okay, I'd like you to see this. Okay, this is the size, right? Just a little bigger than my head. This is its thickness, okay? This is actually the wrong book, and we'll get to that. See, there's a... Okay, so this book, they gave it a price tag of $54.99. I wouldn't even pay that price for this book. Even if I had, even it being my own book, even if I had to pay full price, there's not a chance I would buy it for $54.99. Not a chance. It's not comparable to anything else in the market for this market, our target audience. It's not comparable. And her response was that first it was, people don't buy books comparable like they do laundry soap. Yes, they do. I do. I don't know if that's how you shop, but that's how I shop. If I'm torn between books, I know I have a certain budget I have to stick to. I cannot spend a whole lot of money, so I can get the most bang for my buck. I love buying books. It's my husband's nightmare when I go into a bookstore, all right? So I will find books that are, especially with cookbooks, I will find some that are similar because, of course, I have to do gluten-free cooking, so I will go for gluten-free cookbooks. A lot of them are expensive. I will go for the cheaper one that offers me the most. That's how I shop for them. That's how people shop for them. So we were saying, no, it's not comparable. And we had actually, our email response for the price of the cookbook, there's 22 emails between us because we were saying, no, 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 and she was saying yes. So she had said that the reason it was that price was simply and only, coffee, was simply and only because it was glossy pages, colored pictures. That's it. That's why it was so expensive. If we didn't have glossy pages and if we took down colored pictures, it would not be that expensive. So I'm looking for a specific email. I had sent her some samples that I found in the marketplace through Tate. And one of the things that she said is not all cookbooks published by Tate are in color. And then here's where she says, additionally, people don't compare prices on books like they would for something like laundry soap. When it comes to things like books, music, and movies, people make their buying decisions independently of similar products. I don't. I don't know about any of you, but that's not how I do it. If I have 2 Christmas CDs, I'm going to choose the one that's cheaper that has the best that I like. Either similar. So we buy a music CD because we think we'll enjoy the music on it, not because it's cheaper than the other music CD on the shelf. If it's the same thing, but by different artists, I'm going with either the better artist or the cheaper product. If I don't know the artist, I'm going with the cheaper product. So she said, with that said, I will not move this project until the pricing is concerned or is resolved. So I gave her some samples, and from their own website, and on May 15th, I had to say, where do we stand on the price? She said our only option was to go black and white or to dramatically reduce the page count. We couldn't do either of those things. Black and white just doesn't work on a cookbook. You eat and you make food based on sight. If it looks unappetizing in black and white and I can't see it, I'm not going to have interest in making it. I'm not even going to have interest in buying the book. It's especially when you're buying online, which all of our books were only available online. I'm not going to buy a book I can't see. I'm not going to buy a shirt online that I can't see. I'm not going to buy anything online that I can't physically look at. So we didn't want it in black and white for that reason. Now, she had said that the most they could take it down was $1 or $2 on May 22nd. That's what she said. And then she said, well, actually I have a new solution. If the pictures are in the middle of the book, I can take it down more. All through layout, we fought to get our pictures in the middle of the freaking book. And she said, well, if their pictures are in the middle of the book, we can get it down lower. So that's what they ended up doing. And we finally signed off on $23.99. Yeah, $23.99 is what we finally signed off on for our book, which still is kind of expensive, but not for a cookbook and not for a gluten-free cookbook. So we had to fight to get lower in that price. On June 16th, I believe, we bought our first 100 books. Yeah, June 16th, we bought our first 100 books. We bought our first promotional items. The delays were astronomical. Terry accordingly was really, really helpful when we ordered our books because he wanted us to buy those books. He wanted us to be a part of it, just so that he could make his quota. And it wasn't fair the way that they did it, because it was June 16th. We bought our 100, and then they sent us the marketing questionnaire, which I have right here. This thing. They must have sent all of you, if you're a Tate author, they sent you this, or Tate's musician. It started off as 3 pages. I have 8 now, so what? Or I have 7. So I added 4 pages, and they're all full like this, every single one of them. And I added, it was 3 pages of questions. I added all the answers, details of towns that we were able to go to that were around us, because I lived up in near Canada. I lived in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, which is the Canadian border, was in our town. So I literally lived on the border of Canada and the United States. My mom lived 7 hours away in Wisconsin. So we were finding places, middle ground, and we gave them the answers. This place, this place, this place, and this place. And the reason we put so much work into that questionnaire is because as authors, it was our job to help market our book. It's our work. It's our body of work. It's up to us. So we gave them 4 pages worth, and we were told that we were not to contact any of the big bookstores. We weren't allowed to. Now, the big bookstores are the ones who bought the books for the book signings. You went to an independent or a small one, you had to buy your own books. We didn't have any books, and we didn't have any money to buy books at that time because we just bought 100 and we were waiting for them to come in. So Tate and Terry had said they will contact. They will do that stuff. So we kept asking, did you contact this? Did you contact this? We were the ones in touch with our news crew. Now they said 5 to 6 weeks for the books. And I think I'm going to stop here because I'm almost over my 10 minutes and my battery and my camera is going to die. But the waiting game for that, between ordering our books and when we actually got our books and how we got our books, is extremely frustrating. And it's a longer ordeal. So I'm going to pause this here, and on episode 6 we will pick up on book reception and on delays and on the actual marketing of things. So just to recap, we had to fight for our price to go down from $54.99 to $23.99. We had to, and it was only after 22 emails that they decided, oh, we can do what you originally asked in the very, very first place to get your price down to $23.99. And then we ordered our first books June 16th. Very important date to remember for the next video. So tune in for episode 6, where we talk about really, really irritating things and really unprofessional things. And I might get a little overzealous while talking about them. So that's something to look forward for you. So we'll see you in episode 6. See you later.